good day to you. So, I'm here to react to Foodie Beauty's newest post that she put out to her members only about not doing live streaming anymore and just doing recorded videos. And I'm also going to include other stuff on Twitter that I have found that might be of interest. So, Foodie, she has quit YouTube several times over the past couple of weeks. Every second or third day, she announces to everybody, I'm quitting. I'm quitting YouTube. I'm done. I hate YouTube. It's negative and I can't take it anymore and I'm tired of it, blah, 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 blah. So she comes forward and she says, I quit. I'm not doing the live stream thing anymore. Even though she's not really good about putting out edited content. When she does edited recorded videos, they aren't that long and they aren't that interesting. Live streams are really where she makes the most money. Now, back in the day when Foodie did live streams, I remember watching her and she would literally make hundreds of dollars per live stream between the views and tons of super chats and memberships, people signing up for memberships. And at that time, she had the attitude of, I don't care if I lose some visors because there'll always be more signing up to be members. And at that time, she wasn't wrong because even if some people left, more would join up right behind them, thus giving her a really cocky, arrogant attitude. But over time, the super chats just aren't coming in like they used to, and there aren't as many people signing up for memberships like they used to. Everything's been pretty much in the toilet for a very long time. So she went from a channel where she was making lots and lots and lots of money to barely any money. And her channel became essentially this. Yeah, so that's, if there was ever a sound that could describe the state of Foodie's channel, that would be it. Like everything's being flushed. She's circling the drain and she's about to go down the pipe. And whose fault is it? It's not the reaction channels. We are not to blame. We are not responsible for the decline of her channel. Because once upon a time, Foodie, if you remember, you had your channel, you were doing your recorded videos, you were making money, you were fine, and the reaction channels that reacted to you were around then. And you had no problem with us reacting to you because you knew it was a symbiotic relationship. One hand washes the other. You do your videos, you make your money off the videos or your live streams, and the reaction channels reacting to you, yeah, we make a little bit of money. But by so many people reacting to you, it spread your name further all over YouTube. You understood the system. You were okay with the system. You only started to buck up against the system when your channel started to decline. But it had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with us. It had to do with you and your content and adapting this I don't care attitude about yourself and your channel. Once you took that attitude, once you got into a place of being too lazy and just not wanting to change, not wanting to adapt, not wanting to evolve with the times and be better and evolve and empower yourself and enlighten yourself and just go beyond. You want to stay in that lazy corner. Your channel started to go down the tubes. You ran out of negative, toxic ideas to shock people with and to bring the drama. Once you reach that place of emptiness, now you don't want to get out. You still want to rely on the same lazy attitude, the same lazy tactics to make money, and they just aren't making money. And to top it all off, because you are a creature of habit, because you have many established patterns with your content, with your behavior, people are picking up on those patterns. And because they are, they're no longer believing your lies. They know now not to believe your promises of doing better and doing content and being a better person. Everybody knows Chantal lies. If she's talking, she's lying. Don't believe her promises. Don't believe her when she says, I'm going to do better content for you guys. I'm going to be a better person. It's just not going to happen. She just doesn't have the will and determination to make it happen. But she did this community post, and I want to go over it. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. And again, this was for members only. So it's interesting that although she live streams and she wants that Google AdSense money, which means she has to stream for more than just her members. She put this post out only for members, only for the VIBs. There was no consideration for anybody else who is not a VIB on her channel to let them know that there would be no more live streams. So this is courtesy of Ghost Crab and Kristen. Chantal says, hi, Beezers. I have some sad news. I think an end to an era has come into my life and thus my channel. I have come to the hard decision to end live streaming on my channel. I will update my membership details soon. If you cancel, I completely understand, as I will not be streaming, thus not offering the perk you joined for. If you want to still keep a membership, I will create some cute badges that you can use in my comments, and in this way, you will be recognized as a member. I will keep my comments open, and we can communicate this way. Those who pay memberships will also get priority responses. Only fair. But please do not feel obligated to keep your memberships. I will upload recorded content on this channel from now on. I don't do this out of anger or anything negative. I just feel like live streaming served a purpose for me at one time in my life. All of you have been there for me, and many of you still are, but I feel like it's time to move on to different content. I may be uploading less frequently here, just temporarily, as I adjust to all the transitions going on in my life. I want to close by saying how much I appreciate all of your support and always will. So let's go over the post. Boy, have I got some thoughts on this. I have come to the hard decision to end live streaming on her channel. Anybody actually believe she's never going to live stream again? That's where she makes the most money, is live streaming. She knows, as well as we do, that putting a recorded video out, especially one that's 8 minutes long, she's not going to make much money with that. And she's got to pay rent, and she's got to pay bills, and she's got to pay Sala. So where's the money going to come from to pay for all of that? It's not going to happen with a boring 8-minute video. With a live stream, the longer the live stream, the more Google AdSense money she can get from it. Also with live streams, there's the possibility of people signing up for memberships. And she also might get some super chats. So if she cuts off live streaming, that's really, really going to hurt her pocketbook. Really going to hurt it. So you want to not live stream anymore, Foodie? Okay. So you don't want to live stream. But I noticed in this post, you weren't giving people any idea of what you were going to do if you were not live streaming. You weren't setting up this post and saying, okay, I'm not going to do live streaming anymore, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's what's in the works. You know, give people an idea of why they should keep watching you. If you're not going to do live streams, if you're going to cut that off, what else are you going to do? What else is there to look forward to? So no more live streams. And your vlogs are exactly 8 minutes long. You have to make them at least 8 minutes to get them monetized. So people are going to pay $5 a month for 8-minute clips that are completely boring. This is a reason to pay $5. In my opinion, I don't think so, but other people might disagree. I will update my membership details soon. Why didn't you update them now? You're not going to be live streaming. You're only going to be doing videos. Why can't you say in the membership perks what people can expect before they pay for a membership? Are you kind of like leaving it vague on purpose to get as many people signed up as possible? If you cancel, I will completely understand. No, you won't, as I will not be streaming, thus not offering the perk you joined for. Yeah, because that was the only perk. That was the only perk to the membership, was the live streaming. That was it. There was no extra bonus content. It was just the live stream. So you're taking away the one thing that you were offering as a perk. But you keep saying over and over in this post, if you want to cancel, I understand, but I would appreciate if you kept your membership. Of course you'll appreciate it because you need that money. Of course you will. You want people's money. So you're trying to be kind of around the block with it. I understand, but if you keep your membership, then you'll be number one on the list if you send me a question and you respond to me, and I'll make a cute little badge. Why haven't you made the badge yet? Making a badge is so simple. If this is what you want to do, why not make the badge already and offer it? It takes seconds to make a badge. You're telling people, I will make a badge. You should have already made it if this is the direction you want to go in. I'll create some cute badges that you can use in my comments. The irony of it all. Oh my goodness. The irony. I will give you some cute badges to use for comments. Anybody that watches Foodie, you know that she turns the comments off. So if you're a member and if Foodie goes this way, and let's just say you got the membership just for the badges that you can use in the comments, how are you going to use those badges if more than half the time she turns the comments off on her community posts and on her videos and on her live streams? When are you going to get the opportunity to use these badges? You're not going to be able to even use what she says she's going to make up for you. And as far as those who pay memberships will get priority responses. Anybody who's not a VIB, anybody who's not paying the $5, but you go to Foodie's channel, you're a viewer, and you're watching her live streams on the replay, you're still putting money in Foodie's pocket. And for her to say something like that, of you get priority responses, in an indirect way, she's saying, if you pay me money, I'll pay attention to you. But if you don't give me the extra money, you don't matter. Priority responses versus responding to everybody. So she'll only respond to those people who are members. But if you're a non-member, you're a piece of crap. You don't matter. She's not going to give you any attention. If you're behind the paywall with her, you matter. If you're not, well, she's going to ignore you. It's kind of a slap in the face to some of your viewers, isn't it, Chantal? And you wonder why the reaction channels do better than you. It's because we're more entertaining. We're more consistent with your content than you are. When we have live chats, we talk to everyone. And we leave it up to the people if they want to buy a membership or not. But we'll still talk to them. And anybody who comes in, they send a super chat, a super sticker. We say thank you no matter what the amount is, versus you, that you shame people for sending a small amount of a super chat or a super sticker. Your entitled, spoiled, rotten attitude stinks. It stinks. You got a big channel and you only pay attention to and talk to a very small section of your audience, and you ignore the rest, and you wonder why they go over to the reaction channel side. Another thing that's hurting you, the fact that when you do a live stream, you'll do the live stream, then you'll dirty delete it. More than half the streams you were doing, you were dirty deleting. And you know what that means when you do that? That's just free real estate for the reaction channels. You're handing us streams that you do not want, and you're saying, hey, take it, make money off of it, react to it. I don't want it any longer. You're giving us the streams for free. You're saying, I don't want the revenue from this live stream. You guys take it and do what you want with it. And how many live streams have you done that way? How many things have you dirty deleted that the reaction channels have reacted to and made money off of? And yet you have the nerve to say that we're vultures, that we're content thieves, that we take money out of your pocket. No, ma'am, you rob yourself blind. Over and over again, you do. So if your lack of income is stressing you out, not our fault. You make the decision to rob yourself of money. You do that. You want to come online, you want to rant, you want to rave, you want to be offensive, and you don't want YouTube slapping you on the hand. Okay. You want to remove yourself from the liability of YouTube striking you or putting you in timeout. Okay. But we're still going to take the stream and react to it. But trying to tell people that you're not going to live stream again, let's see that actually happen. I got a $20 bet that says that within 48 hours, she'll be back to live streaming. She needs the attention. She needs the money. It's just going to happen, y'all. She knows that's where her bread's buttered. I will upload recorded content on this channel from now on. See, this is the part where she could have hinted about what kind of content she was going to offer people. Since she's not doing live streams anymore and people were enjoying those, why not give people a clue about what kind of content you have planned, what ideas you have, to kind of entice those that want to be members or thinking about being a member or already a member. Entice them with, this is what's upcoming. No, there's no hint of anything here. I don't do this out of anger or anything negative. I just feel like live streaming served a purpose for me at one time in my life. She's so lying. She's so lying. She's angry. She's mad because what does Foodie do when she's not live streaming? She's in that house by herself, bored. You know, she's on her phone. She's looking at the reaction channels. She's seeing the engagement. She sees the number of people in the live chats and she's getting mad. She's pocket watching everybody. So maybe her not live streaming anymore, she thinks she can starve us out, that she can dry us out by not live streaming. She actually thinks she's going to starve us out. Let me put a little pretend scenario in front of you right now, Foodie. Let's just say you don't do any more content on YouTube. You're completely done. Let's think about that for a minute. What would happen if Foodie Beauty actually did quit YouTube or people stopped reacting to her? What would happen? Those people that are reactors, it would open up the door to all of us to find other people to react to, people that were perhaps more interesting, less toxic, less boring. It would open up the door for that, to find other people out there to react to introduce to the audience. It would open up the door for us to be more artistic, more creative. We don't have to react and just react. We can do other things. The more you say, I'm going to quit, Foodie, the more you threaten you're going to quit, the more boring your content becomes, the more you stick to the same behavior and the same subjects, the more it's giving everybody who's a reactor pause to think about other things to do and other people to react to. And that's very dangerous ground for you. because you rely on YouTube for your income. And although you don't want to admit it, you rely on the reactors giving you attention. You need that attention. As I said, it's a symbiotic relationship. One hand washes the other. You do the live streams, we react to you. By reacting to you, maybe some people might find out about you and come join up on your channel, and they may be VIPs or give you a super chat. So you have the vultures and the zombies to thank for some of the people that are on your channel. They found you through us. But we have options. You don't. This is your only option is YouTube. You are unemployable. You can't get a regular job. Your reputation is trashed. You're in no kind of physical shape to get a job. This is it for you. So if your plan is to starve us out, you can't do that without hurting yourself more. You'll suffer the most damage. We won't. We'll move on to other people, other things. So being all bitter and salty and grumpy because you see the reaction channels making more money than you. The best thing to do in a situation like that, Foodie, don't get mad at the lead dogs. And I'm not insulting anybody. It's just a saying. It's just a metaphor. Don't get mad at the lead dog. Learn from the lead dogs. Respect them. Respect them. Watch them. Watch what they do. Learn from them. Take notes. Do some homework. Go back to the table. Ask yourself, what can I do to improve my channel? What are the reaction channels doing that they're getting their audiences and they're getting those large audience numbers that I'm not getting? What are they doing? Take notes. Do some homework, like I said. Watch how they talk to people. Watch how they interact with people. They talk to everybody. They don't just lock their chats down to members only. They don't force people to pay memberships to speak to them. They say thank you. They don't exclude their audience. They listen to the people that are their subscribers. You don't. You're greedy. We try to keep things interesting and humorous for people. You don't do that. You're lacking a lot of things. You have an I don't care attitude that everybody can feel and everybody can pick up on watching you. And you know what? If you project that I don't care attitude, you know what that means? That means no one's going to care. No one's going to care what you have to do, what you have to say. If you care and it shows, then other people will care. If you don't care, then no one else is going to care. And you've been projecting this I don't care attitude for the longest. So to say that you're not doing it out of anger is a lie. You're angry, you're bitter, you're salty. You see the reaction channels doing better than you and it's making you angry. And yet you will not do what you need to do to fix the problems. You will not work on yourself. You won't work on your channel. You want to stay doing what you've always done and think it's still going to work. No, it's obviously not working anymore. You got to actually get off your butt and work now. I feel like it's time to move on to different content. You know, I'm actually on board with that. Moving on to different content. You've been talking about the same 4 or 5 people in 4 or 5 subjects for the longest. It's time to move away from those. Because you're talking about the same people and the same situations over and over. You know what it feels like to me, y'all? It feels like somebody who owns, say, a diner with just a few items on the menu and serving up those same items every single day. And worse, the items, they're not fresh. They're refried, reheated, microwaved items. People are coming there to eat and they're eating food that are basically just leftovers from the previous day. And after a while, that gets old. So Foodie, if you want to do new content, I'm all on board with that. But the question is, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to do? That's a challenge for you, because in your head, what interests you doesn't necessarily interest everybody else. You follow? Like, your obsession with food is not everybody else's obsession with food. You may find it interesting and fascinating. We don't. That's why we say we get bored watching you eat all the time. We know that you're catering to the Foodie people. That's not our fetish. We're not into it. It doesn't turn us on. It does nothing for us. But yet you're trying to cater to a certain fetish audience, and that's your purpose. But you're leaving out a large part of your audience. By trying to attract that fetish group to your channel, you're leaving out a large group of people that exist in your audience. I may be uploading less frequently here, just temporarily, as I adjust to all the transitions going on in my life. What transitions? There are no transitions. And of course, she ends it with, I want to close by saying how much I appreciate all of your support and always will. Yeah, because what you have is a hug box. You have a safety net of enablers and people that are funding you and your bad habits. And can I just say something in regards to that before I start showing this stuff on Twitter? And I'm someone that I suffer with an eating problem. Know that. With BED for 6 years. I'm in recovery. But since I've been on that side of the fence, I can look at Chantal and, like, it takes one to know one. So I'm speaking to those people that support Chantal, and I got words for you. I got some words. Harsh, but true. Listen, if you know someone, if you know of someone that's an addict, whether there's someone in your real life or in this case, someone online like Chantal, the worst thing you can do is be an enabler to an addict in their addictions while those addictions are still highly active. I don't care if you like Chantal and her personality. If you're attracted to her quirkiness, her weirdness, you can give support to someone without supporting the habit. Once you support the habit, you become an enabler. You are an enabler, and you should not do that. You should not enable somebody to hurt themselves. Chantal is an adult. She is in control of herself. She's got to make that decision to take care of herself. But in the meantime, the worst thing you can do is fund someone to hurt themselves. There are people on her channel, people that are in her VIB chat. Some of you may not be the feeders. Some of you are. But even if you aren't a feeder, you're still enabling her in her addiction. Even if you sent her $1, you're enabling her. And should you be doing that? Should you be enabling an addict to continue their addiction? And you know that her addiction is food. Those of you that are VIBs, you're watching her. You see the condition that she's in. Chantal is someone that she has diabetes. She's got an enlarged heart. Her liver is 3 times the size of normal. She's got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. She's got cirrhosis of the liver. She's had blood clots in her lungs. Like, from top to bottom, on the inside, she's a mess. She has trouble walking. She has trouble breathing. Should you be enabling a person in that condition with that addiction? No, absolutely not. You want to support her? Leaving a comment is free. You can give support. You can give emotional, verbal support without enabling the addictions, without enabling the addict. If you care about the person like you say you do, don't enable that which is hurting them. Don't give them room to hurt themselves. You can still like them, but just because you like someone doesn't make them any less of an addict, and it doesn't mean that their addiction is any less dangerous. And that's coming from somebody who's dealt with BED. Liking somebody is no excuse for enabling them hurting themselves and supporting their self-harm content. Just shouldn't be done. She's 500 plus pounds. She's getting bigger. She's gaining more weight. She's getting more health problems. Her health is at a tipping point. For anybody on her channel that you like Chantal, you can like her, but just understand what's going on here and that you're playing a part of it. You're funding this. You are her safety net. Without you, she would not be able to eat like she does. Although it is her decision, she relies on the money from all of you to keep it going. And the longer it goes on, the worse it's getting. So I got on my soapbox and I wanted to say all that because as someone I've dealt with BED, just seeing this network that Chantal has created, this hug box, this thing of enablers, her health is only getting worse. And yet people push her to always eat and she's catering to the feeders. It's really, really disturbing. It's really disturbing. So that's from Kristen and Ghost Crab. Ghost Crab says, it would be stupid to take this seriously, talking about the community post. But is it just me, or does that sound more serious than all the rages? I think she really does not want to stream because it's work for her and she doesn't want to work, but she has to pay Sala somehow. Imagine, y'all, being so spoiled rotten on easy money. Money that you really don't even have to work for. That you actually get burnt out on that easy money. That's what's happened with Foodie. She's had it too good for too long on YouTube, getting easy money, money she really did not have to do a whole lot of labor for. And because it's just too easy, she's burnt out. She's burnt out. Also, my opinion, I think her threatening to not live stream anymore, there's some manipulation going on there with her and Sala. If Sala is relying on her money, if she's paying for everything, maybe this is a tactic for her to control Sala. That if she gets mad at him, maybe he wants to go out and do his own thing, and he does. So she'll do this little post to kind of pull him back to where she's at, to spend more time with her. In a roundabout way, lightly threatening to take the money away or the money not being there anymore. So by making this post, she's kind of trying to get his attention at the same time that she's stressing out her VIBs and saying, I'm not live streaming anymore. Manipulation tactics. She uses them. She does them. She does it for attention from Sala, from her VIBs. She wants everyone to be up in arms and concerned and stressed out. She loves people being stressed out over her. That's how she gets her attention. This is something cool from HY Bender. Look at this boat. What a beautiful lake. The water is so clear. It's amazing. I want to be wherever that is. I want to be there. This is from Hidden Truths. Another post from Foodie Beauty saying, hi, I am planning a new series for this channel. Our couples channel is a more wholesome channel, but I want to know some topics or questions you may have. I will not answer hateful questions or about certain drama of the past, but if you have questions you want answered, leave them below. I want to keep up doing recorded videos as well as streams. So you said in the other post that you weren't going to do live streams anymore. Now you're saying videos and streams. So which is it? You're not doing streams anymore, or you are. See, she can't make up her mind. You can't rely on Chantal for anything other than lying. You can rely on her for lying, but that's pretty much about it. As far as the wholesome content, Foodie, question. So you doing content revolving around food, you've got a problem with food, you've got an addiction to food. Is that going to be your wholesome content? You catering more to the feedy people? Because if that's your idea of wholesome content, this is what I have to say. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with a person with a certain kind of addiction doing that kind of content as being wholesome. You're someone exploiting your addiction for cash. Yeah. So, what wholesome content do you mean? And how much wholesome content are you going to do if you're only doing 8-minute videos? Like, it better be pretty freaking interesting to hold somebody's attention for 8 minutes, because that's really all you're left with is an 8-minute video. You better make it interesting from start to finish. And from what I've seen so far, it's not interesting. You got to go beyond filming a whole bunch of footage, Foodie, and then cutting it up into like 8-minute videos. You're kind of cheating your viewers and your members by doing that. You know, filming like an hour or half hours worth of footage and then cutting it up into like little snippets. That's cheap and it's cheesy. You're not really entertaining people. You're just doing the bare minimum to make a little bit of money on YouTube. Okay, this is from Book Lady. I found this interesting. So, this has to do with clothing sizes. So, the recent vlog that Foodie did, she talked about getting a certain size of clothing. And she said, "Oh, it was so big, I had to take it back. It was it was much too big for me." Well, interesting little tidbit from Book Lady saying a 2X in Arabic clothing is bigger. The bust is 60 inches. Her back fat is as big around as she is tall. So Foodie did say she's a size 60. Now, one thing I know about when it comes to buying clothing, different countries have different sizes. Some sizes are smaller, some are bigger. Never been to Islam, but it would seem like, I guess, the sizes over there are bigger. They're bigger, and but they're labeled looking like they're smaller. So when Foodie was in Canada and she was doing the Torrid hauls, as I understand it, Torrid doesn't have infinite sizes. It stops at like a 6 or 7X. And the last Torrid haul that Foodie did, she was wearing the biggest size that Torrid offered. She couldn't go any bigger. And now she's in Kuwait and she's wearing the biggest size abayas that they offer in Kuwait. And even the ones that she wears, they look kind of skin tight. They don't look completely loose. So just because it says 2X here, Foodie, doesn't mean by normal standards in Canada that it would be a 2X. A 2X over there might be a 5 or 6 or 7X over in Canada. It may make you feel good to see 2X, but it doesn't mean it's a 2X. It just means it's a different size chart. You're not losing weight, you're gaining weight. Anybody looking at you can see that. Not being mean and hateful saying that, just saying the truth. Because if you were losing weight, we would be able to see it in your face. Your face is getting much more full, getting much more round. During that small period of time when you were losing weight, we could see more of your ears. We could see more of your cheekbones. We don't see that anymore. We don't see that. Stino says, my theory, Chantal threatens to leave YouTube every time Salah does something that upsets her because her income is their only income. That's how she gets him to pay attention to her. That's why it's happening in such quick succession. This is my hill. I agree with you. And I notice all these little blow-ups are happening during Ramadan. Could it be also that she wants to have him around more during Ramadan for some reason? And also she's having little blow-ups because she's not used to going without food. She's hangry. So she's hangry. She wants Salah to be around her all the time. And if she's not getting her way, she just has herself a little temper tantrum and puts it on her community post or members only post. You know, it could be a variety of things, but, you know, she doesn't handle anger very well. Lilu Gingerwitch says, translation, I'm not making any decent super chats anymore, and my fifis are hurt. Please don't send me messages telling me how wonderful I am and my live streams make your day. Please don't. My manipulations aren't working anymore, and I have to think of another way to con. Thanks. That's a pretty accurate translation, Lilu. Very accurate. See, Foodie, you like to con people. You like to scam people. But one essential part of grifting and scamming is that you have to keep mixing things up. You can't use the same con on the same people over and over, because if you do that, they catch on. They will catch on to what you're doing, and the con no longer works. Your problem is that you are a creature of habit and pattern, and you've got many. And because you keep doing the same things over and over, keep saying the same things over and over, giving us the same reactions, everything is the same, patterns can be established. Patterns have been established. So the little games that you play to manipulate people, they no longer work. Even your own VIBs can see it. Even they call you out for it sometimes. Like when you come on camera and you pretend to cry. Everybody points out that you're taking the tissue and jamming them into the corners of your eyes to make yourself cry, or the fact that no real tears come out, or the fact that when you cry, instantly you can stop. See, everybody knows you. This was the downside to you live streaming 6 to 10 hours a day. People could figure you out, and they've got you figured out. So now that your con game no longer works, where do you go from here? What do you do? Where do you go and what do you do? You know, you want to leave YouTube? You don't want to do live streams? Here's how I feel about that.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You don't want to live stream? That's only going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt the reaction channels. We'll be okay without you. You don't want to live stream? The longer you don't live stream, the more of a door you're opening up for all of us to find other people to react to, other things to do. And that's a very dangerous thing for you. Because if we turn our attention away from you and find other people, that's less attention for you. And you need all the attention and money right now you can get. So you can't punish us without punishing yourself more, without hurting yourself more. If you're lacking money right now, it's your own doggone fault. You should have kept your content interesting. You should get away from the same 4 or 5 subjects and the same 4 or 5 people that you talk about. You should do more. You should take more pride in yourself and your content. You shouldn't delete 3/4 of the live streams that you do and deny yourself that replay Google AdSense money. You did all that to yourself. You were the one that came on camera more than once saying to your VIBs, I don't care if I lose you VIBs. I'll always get more. You came on camera numerous times telling your VIBs, none of you matter to me. I don't care about you. You came on camera on your community post, on your live streams, humiliating your own VIBs. So if you're acting like that and you're doing all that and you're losing money, whose fault is it? It's not the reaction channels. We're not to blame. We're not responsible. You take money out of your own pocket, doing a whole bunch of stupid things that have affected your channel overall. A lot of things that you were doing are now starting to catch up with you, but it has nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing to do with us. There were reaction channels that covered you back in the day when you were doing recorded videos. You were doing fine. You had no problem. And all of a sudden you got a problem just because you reached a place where you need more and more and more money, but the content has become more and more boring. There's no variety. And people are starting to respond to that by saying, I can't deal with this. It's repetitious. It's dull. It's stale. I'm out. You want more money? Fix the problems. Fix the problems. Put as much energy into fixing the problems as you normally do, going after reaction channels, throwing strikes at people, running around to all the chat rooms, seeing what they're saying about you. Put the energy and the focus back on you rather than other people. Give that a try. Miss Robinson says, the manic cycles are getting shorter and shorter. The transitions in my life equal Sala is home all day, so I have to fast and can't cheat. I'm hungry and angry. Give it till tomorrow. She'll need her attention fix. Oh, yeah, we know. We know the cycle. We know her. She'll come back tomorrow and say, you guys know how I am. I listened to Sala. I can't let the haters get to me. I was just having a moment, blah, blah, blah. It's embarrassing, Foodie. It's embarrassing for you to act this way. It's so embarrassing. Everybody knows you got nowhere else to go and there's nothing else you can do. It's embarrassing a 39-year-old woman acts like this. Okay? Just stay on YouTube and make content. That's all you're good for. And you kind of suck at that right now, but give it a try. Try putting some hard work and pride into your work, and you might get some rewards out of it. But stop acting like a child and having a temper tantrum every second day. This is from Book Lady. So somebody's stick figure says, don't let them ruin your Ramadan. She says, I hate myself for letting myself react to any of it already. No, you don't. Foodie, you love to eat. You absolutely love to eat. And you know what your favorite food is? Drama, gossip, hate. You love it all. You love being malicious. That's what you like to put on your plate and eat by the forkful. You love negative attention more so than positive attention. You love being the bad guy. I grew up watching professional wrestling on TV, WWE, WCW. Hey, don't look at me funny, y'all. It was a thing back in the day. Grew up watching Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race and all of that. And one thing I remember about professional wrestling, you had the good guys and you had the bad guys. The good guys were the baby faces. The bad guys were the heels. That when they walked through the crowd, people would boo at them and say things, and that was their role. Foodie is the YouTube equivalent of a heel. She's the one that everybody boos at and hisses at and says things to, but she loves it. She loves being a heel. She loves it. She loves it. Absolutely adores it. So since you like being a heel, Foodie, I think it's time to stop being in denial that you love drama, that you love controversy, you love toxicity. You soak it in like a sponge. Cut it out. You relish being a heel. So relish it. Stop saying that, oh, I can't believe I reacted to that. Oh, you couldn't wait to react to that. What do you mean? Florida Salt and Sass says it's easier to be fake when you're edited. Many people didn't grasp that she never changed. She just wasn't an edited version of herself when her live streams began. She is who she is and who she has always been. As always, I'd like to believe it when I see it. I'm not interested in fake change, nor is anybody else. Foodie's never going to change. Let me tell you why. This is how I feel, my opinion. Foodie's never going to change because every single problem, every single hurt that she has, she turns into profit. That's how she makes money. They say you cannot heal in the same environment that you hurt in. So she's the walking wounded. She complains about all of her hurts, yet she does nothing to correct her hurts. And some of those hurts that she's experiencing are addictions. And rather than deal with those addictions, she finds a way to monetize it. She finds a group of people that support that addiction. And they'll send her money through PayPal and keep it going. So how is she ever going to change with that attitude of, I'm going to profit off of my suffering rather than deal with my suffering? Because you can't do both. You can't heal a hurt and at the same time looking at it for coin. So as long as she's got the attitude of hurt equals profit, she will never stop being hurt. She'll let the hurts continue. What else we got here? This is from Nature. What beautiful pictures. Gorgeous. This is from Ghost Crab. Ghost Crab says, if you honestly pay to be blanked by this blanker, you have more problems than Chantal herself, and that's not easy to achieve. Come talk to us. We can help you out of there. And so the picture says, when you have a lot of people who pay you for memberships, but you punish them 2 times a week by quitting, so the other people who don't pay for memberships and talk about your toxicity and blank blank somewhere else don't get content, you might be the one disrespecting your members. Yep. I'm going to punish my audience just to get back at a group of reactors, just to try to stop them from making money off my content. This is how you're handling things. You're being petty, Foodie. Very, very petty and very, very stupid. You do stupid things like this, and then you get mad when your paycheck comes and it gets smaller and smaller. And I'm genuinely curious, like, what is the lowest amount that you could pay Solid that he would accept? I mean, is there a line? Like, I don't know what agreement you guys have between you about what base pay he gets from you, but how low is too low? I'm really curious about that. Like, what is the lowest amount that he will accept from you before he says, there's not enough here? There's not enough money here. I'm going to go do my thing. I don't know what that amount is, but the way your paychecks keep shrinking, you might find out. You might find out. You want him around, but yet you're not ensuring that he's going to stick around for long. Like, keep making them low paychecks, and you'll find out that at some point he's going to look at you and say, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. I mean, there's a lot of work involved here and not much reward, so I'm gone. And I will love that for you when that day comes. Miss Robinson says, Chantal loves Chantal. Chantal thrives on negative attention. Chantal seeks anything negative. Chantal doesn't give a flip about Ramadan. She'll be back in less than 24 hours. She can't survive outside toxic Chantopolis. Yep, we know. We know. You know, she likes to stir things up. She likes to get people concerned, likes to stress out her own audience members. I feel that's disrespectful behavior. She doesn't care about her audience. But yet the people that are subscribed to Chantal, they should be used to her treating them like that by now. They're allowing her to disrespect them and they're not putting a stop to it. Y'all got to learn over there. Y'all got to learn. You may or may not, but one day you got to learn. Danielle Laura says, don't read my community post if it bothers you. Then don't read things about yourself outside of your channels. Boom, problem solved. Right, I've said that. If you don't like it, don't look. Don't listen, don't pay attention. Chantal's problem is that she can't do that. She can't just keep her eyes on the road in front of her. Don't pay attention to what's going on either side. Just stay focused. She can't do that. She's sitting in that little room. She gets bored 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She's on her phone, checking out live streams, lurking around. And she sets herself up to get mad at the opinions that people have of her. She seeks out channels that she knows are not going to be talking favorably about her, just so she has a reason to get mad and something to talk about. She's so lacking in originality for ideas for her videos and her live stream. She actually looks towards reaction channels for ideas on what to do and what to say. And sometimes we become her content. Like, oh, I don't have an idea today. Let's talk about some reaction channels and fill up an hour and get an hour's worth of Google AdSense out of all this hate. Yeah, she does that. Florida Salt and Sass says if Chantal put half the energy she does into reporting and rallying her minions, into taking her down other channels, Reddit, etc., into cleaning herself up physically and mentally, she'd have a turnaround. Spite, bruised ego, and lack of attention seem to give her lots of energy. Yeah, isn't that funny? This woman who doesn't like to do anything when it comes to negative things, she's got plenty of energy. Oh, she's on the go. She's all about the wrong things, putting her energy to focus on the wrong things rather than the things that need her attention. That's Chantal. That is Chantal to a T. Okay, now this is actually funny from Damien Scott. I failed this test because I've done every single one of these. The test was, what's your score? Never have I ever retro edition. Give yourself 1 point for each thing you've never done. I've done all these, so I've no points. I've used a rotary phone, used a floppy disk, a typewriter. I've taken photos with a film camera, listened to cassette tapes, listened to a vinyl record, listened to music on a Walkman, listened to music on a boombox, watched a video from a VHS tape, sent and received a fax. Oh, here's a big one. Recorded music from a radio to a cassette tape. Oh, yeah. That's what we did in the 80s. That's how we made our little play mixes. Recording from the radio. Rented a video from Blockbuster, accessed the internet by dial-up, used a phone book, sent a postcard, used a paper map to get somewhere. I own a dictionary and an encyclopedia and paid with a paper check. I've done all these. I completely failed this test. I'm old. What do you want? This is abandoned places. What a stunning photo. You guys know I love photography. What a stunning photo. So this is why I would love to take photos in abandoned homes and mansions, because you're getting really unique photos that you might never get again after that visit. And I would especially love to take pictures inside of buildings where nature is kind of taken over. You've got bushes and fauna and flora everywhere, plants covering up buildings and furniture. It has a very ethereal, creepy look. But I love this photo. So this, one of the things that Chantal's been doing is accepting money from people via PayPal. That's where she's getting the extra play money to buy all the food before payday. Okay, so that's it for all the stuff on Twitter. Oh, oops. Sorry about that. There we go. So, yeah, there's Foodie over there doing a members only post, not paying attention to the fact that there are more than just VIBs on her channel. And it would have been a good thing to make a post for them too. But all she's caring about are the people who pay the $5 a month. Screw all of you people that are just subscribers to her. But she's threatening to stop the live streaming. Let's see how long that lasts. She's barely making money right now, and it's only going to get worse. And she can't get mad at us, the reaction channels, if she starts to lose money. So we'll see, won't we? All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Please take care and have a good one. Bye now.